Have you ever played FNaF or seen somebody play FNaF like I know most of you have? Anyway, have you ever wished Five Nights at Freddy's was real? Have you ever looked at Freddy Fazbear and thought, man, I wish that animatronic creature was real? Well, if you haven't, then you'd probably be a normal person. But I'm not a normal person, and luckily for me and the 3 other people who also aren't normal, they did make FNaF real for a very limited time in 2016. So, without further ado, make sure to secure your breeches and get a bowl of popcorn. Today, we're going to be talking about Fright Dome 2016, aka the time where they made FNaF real. Before we get into this rabbit hole, let's rewind for a second and go back to the beginning. So, back in the ancient year of 2014, a man by the name of Scott Cawthon created the first game in a franchise that would eventually become a mainstream multimedia empire within the coming years, named Five Freddy Nights At, or FNaF for short. The game's premise that made it stick out from the crowd of other indie horror games around that time was the concept of being an overnight security guard at a Chuck E. Cheese-esque pizza parlor, housing a band of animatronics that get off their stage at 12 a.m. to hunt you down. The rapid success of the games, and even more so the unfortunate closing of the real Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, led to the creation of cult classic sequels such as Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 3, Five Nights at Freddy's 4, FNaF World, Friday Night Funkin', Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location, and Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, with other games with DLC. And we're not even talking about all the books and figures and merchandise and birthday toys and McDonald's collaborations. We're not here to talk about all the known stuff about FNaF. We're here to talk about Fright Dome 2016, where they made Freddy Fazbear real. No, not that one. Not that one, that was a joke. Is it a dome made for Fright? Is it a Fright made for Dome? And what does it have to do with Freddy of the Faz variety? Well, not much actually. But for some context, since 2003, the Adventure Dome theme park in Las Vegas partnered up with brothers Jason and Michael Egan to make an indoor theme park into what was a temporary Halloween attraction, resulting in the Fright Dome! Fright Dome included haunted houses and scare actors, closing the regular theme park attractions to pull in an older audience for the event. After the apparent success of Fright Dome 2003, it became a yearly staple of the Adventure Dome and continued every year since. They would obtain licenses to do themed haunted houses every once in a while, including the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, Halloween, and the Saw films. And on September 7th, 2016, it was revealed by Scott Cawthon on the Sister Location Steam events page that there would be a FNaF attraction for Fright Dome that year. Here's a professional reenactment of what Scott Cawthon had to say.
I've been trying to keep this quiet for a while now, but if any of you will be in the Vegas area this Halloween, be sure to check out the Five Nights at Freddy's Haunted Mansion at Fright Dome this year. I stopped by to check on construction last month, and it was looking great. It's a huge area, and they have a lot of insane things planned. Fans of the game will not be disappointed. Now, if you want a link to that, that's http://project/project/5-nights-freddy's and then another /. One more time, that's http.
Fright Dome themselves made an official announcement on their blog on the 9th. The FNaF themed haunted house would be one of the 6 main attractions at that year's Fright Dome event. The blog posts also made use of this promo poster, which went on to get used in most of the advertising material for this event. I think the advertising for this event is the only time we've ever seen Freddy Fazbear on a billboard, which is an interesting fun fact. Somebody put that on the iceberg. And to build up the hype even further, a few select YouTubers were invited to the grand opening of the event. With October approaching very rapidly now, that segues us into our next act, which is... On October 1st, Fright Dome 2016 opened to the public with a FNaF attraction and all. The attraction itself is based upon layers and layers of FNaF fanfare from all the tiny details ingrained inside the attraction. I can only imagine if you were a FNaF fan at the time, you'd probably be going insane in this place. Some of the special attendees invited by Scott Cawthon himself were Razbowski, 8-Bit Ryan, Bazamalam, and Corey X Kenshin, who all recorded their own videos and discussed their reactions to the attraction on their channels. Each of them also got a photo with Scott Cawthon, who was on the same VIP tour as they were the first time. I'm sure you recognize these images of Scott. These are like the only ones we have of him. Though there's only one really good recording of what it was like walking through the attraction, we can still catch a glimpse into what it was like. So let's go over what a walkthrough was like through the attraction. The first thing you see in the attraction is also the first thing you see in the first game. You can then make out Freddy Fazbear standing on top of a checkered pedestal. You see different Celebrate banners and also the logo to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza on the wall. Once you decide to start making your way down past Freddy, you can see menus on the wall of what they serve at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Pretty sure this is the first time we ever saw Freddy Fazbear's acknowledge actual food. Once you continue down the hallway, you make your way into the FNaF 1 office. You can hear Phone Guy on the speaker as you look at the children's drawings on the wall. You can also see a Freddy Fazbear head from Five Nights at Freddy's 2 on the table. And Carl, can't forget about Carl. Once you're past the office, you make your way into the main stage room, where you come face to face with Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. There's only a few tables in this room, but that's pretty much it. This is pretty much the only time in the attraction we get to see the animatronics, so cherish it. Once you make your way past the animatronics, you see a Rules for Safety poster, which is a callback to FNaF 1. And then you make your way into the Parts and Service hallway. You can see dismantled Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica heads. Foxy's trademark decapitated head is also here. As you pass by Chica, there is a chance she'd go off and jump scare you. After making your way through a cramped hallway, you find yourself next to a ball pit, which at random can jump scare you. Past the ball pit, you'll make your way into an arcade room. These arcade cabinets are seen in FNaF 3. There's also an unplayable claw machine here. Through another curtain, you make your way into the prize corner. You find counters decked with merchandise, and also shelves on the back of the wall decked with large plushies of the animatronics. You also see Carl again. We always love to see Carl. You make it to another sign saying you're at 4 AM when you come face to face with Foxy's Pirate Cove. It says he's out of order, but going by FNaF 1, that sign is usually wrong, so we decide to pay him a visit. After entering Pirate's Cove, you find yourself in a maze. I can only imagine during certain times there are scare actors inside the suits here. Once you make your way past the maze, you find yourself at the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 office, which makes no sense, but there it is. You see a Celebrate poster with the main gang on it instead of the toy animatronics. And once you're out of that office, you find yourself here at 6 AM. You somehow survive the night without any animatronics coming for you. I can only assume this video was taken by a staff member on the off hours of the attraction, so that explains why there weren't any actors around. But if there are any videos of the actors around, we don't know, they seem to be lost. Once you're done going through the attraction 60 times, you can explore the rest of the Fright Dome and go check out the arcade within Circus Circus, where they had FNaF plushies inside the claw machines for the event. Some other facts about the attraction that we can't verify because there's unfortunately no video available to show of them. At one point, there was a Foxy walk-around suit in the attraction somewhere, presumably near Pirate's Cove. We've also heard people claim that there is a scare actor dressed as a puppet in one part of the attraction. I'm assuming the puppet would stay outside chasing people around out there to kind of lure people into the attraction, because I can't really see a puppet fitting in, but who knows. One mysterious character we know almost nothing about is that there was most likely a Golden Freddy hidden somewhere in the attraction. In Razbowski's video, a staff member hints that there might be a Golden Freddy.
My favorite would have to be, I mean, you can't beat Freddy himself. He's the golden character.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pun there, we have the Golden Freddy. If anyone's ever seen the Golden Freddy, I know it's kind of hard and elusive to find.
Is he here?
I don't know. You're gonna have to find out for yourself.
Man.
Another person claims that there was a man in purple in a security outfit that would introduce guests at the front of the attraction. Apparently, he would say questionable things and threaten people, which is exactly what a man in purple would do inside the FNaF universe. There were also photo ops at certain times with people in the suits outside of the attraction, at least from what I've heard and seen. There's only one picture which shows a Freddy and Bonnie with somebody. The suits are clearly hastily put on and they are a little bit worn. I don't know why, maybe it's just because they're cheap, but I have no idea why these look so bad. I honestly can't explain it. As amazing as all these creatures and mysteries are, unfortunately this event wouldn't last forever, letting us segue again into... So after this event came and went, we really didn't hear much from any of the parties involved in its production. In 2017, Scott Cawthon replied to a curious fan asking if the FNaF event would be returning to Fright Dome 2017, with his response being,
No, there won't be a Fright Dome event this year. The venue is undergoing a management change of some sort, so licensing the event wasn't possible. But maybe next year.
And just like that, the future of the event got even bleaker, with Fright Dome officially announcing that they would not be returning for 2018 at Circus Circus, which was especially a shocker because they had been hosting it for 15 years at that point. After doing some research into it, I couldn't find exactly why Egan Productions and Circus Circus had a fallout, but I can only assume it was because of grown-up stuff like money or taxes or the Las Vegas landworm. So what now? Fright Dome isn't happening again, and to this day, Scott hasn't done anything like this since, nor does he have plans to. At least from what we know. Scott, if you're planning to do anything, tell me, hire me. Scott, hire me, Scott, hire me. Anyway, this isn't to say we won't be seeing this made again in the future, or something similar to this. After all, the FNaF movie supposedly coming out in 2023. I'm holding you to your word, Jason Blum. And just that opens up the doors to a new attraction or suits made to promote the movie. Whether it be a new Fright Dome-esque attraction or a walk-in pizzeria environment, hell, even if we saw a pop-up Freddy Fazbear's restaurant at the premiere of the movie, I think that would be all my hopes and dreams coming true, but who knows? Though we don't really know about the future of anything relating to FNaF or Fright Dome, we do know that there is more info behind what happened to everything behind the attraction. We tried to get an interview with Jason Egan, the co-founder of Fright Dome, but unfortunately he couldn't find the time to chat with us. Alright, so into like 4 days of editing this already, I got a response back from Jason, and we have an interview. I'm sure we'll get some more info we didn't know previously about Fright Dome, so make sure to stick around the channel if you're interested. Alright, okay, back to the script. He couldn't find the time to chat with us. But we do know where a couple of the suits are though. In an interview with Jason from around the time period of Fright Dome 2016, we can see an original Freddy and Bonnie suit still intact in his house. So we can only assume the whereabouts of the remnants of the attraction are still either intact somewhere with Jason or in a warehouse somewhere. As a connoisseur of FNaF costumes myself, I can only hope that one day they get either auctioned off publicly so they're safe in the hands of a collector somewhere, or we see them used again in another event down the line. Funny thing about the suits used in Fright Dome though, is that you could actually get a hold of them for a certain time. Well, at least replicas. The suits were made by a mascot company in China that builds wholesale mascot costumes for birthday parties and other events. So for a period of time you could actually get in contact and get a suit made from the same materials and patterns from the same people that built the originals. I was lucky enough to get a suit made in 2017, which has been with me ever since. This terrifying creature is probably my most prized possession in my entire FNaF collection. The suit itself is made from a dense foam covered in short hair orange and golden yellow fur. On my mannequin he stands a little bit over 6 feet with the hat. I also made him some acrylic eyes and airbrush details the main suit used in the beginning of the attraction. Unfortunately though, I don't think it's possible to obtain these suits anymore. I need to do some more digging, but it seems like the company's main email is no longer in use. Other than the suits, there isn't really much more to say about anything relating to this event. It kinda just happened and then became extremely obscure. Most of the FNaF icebergs I see floating around the community don't even acknowledge it, which is really surprising. I would have thought that Razbowski making a video on it would have gotten a lot of attention. Hopefully though, by making this video I can spark some public interest in it so we can get more images and videos uncovered. All the video footage of the attraction in this video I've used up to now is all we've got. Basically any footage of Foxy or Springtrap or the puppet, it's all lost. Seeing something as interesting and as cool as this fade away into obscurity would kill some of our chances of getting another event like this in the future. On a hopeful note though, Jason Egan has recently been working with horror movie franchises such as It and Saw for themed escape room attractions in Las Vegas. So I think it's still in the cards to say he's still in the game for obtaining the FNaF license to make an escape room or something in the future. Obviously this is just really hopeful thinking. Who knows, he might not want to work with FNaF anymore. But if the movie proves itself successful as a new branch of the IP, we could totally see something similar to this in the future. There's still so many opportunities for FNaF attractions elsewhere too. My main contender for a potential FNaF attraction would be either Knott's Berry Farm or Universal Studios Halloween Horror Night. I could especially see Universal doing something in the future, seeing how they work with video game franchises. I'm also forgetting to mention there is just straight up a FNaF theme park ride ready to be built by whichever theme park buys it, and might I add, the chances of that ever happening relies on us keeping the fire going for the franchise. There's still so many chances for us to experience FNaF in real life again. We may not know when or where, but as long as we keep pushing for it, we could definitely see another chance at Freddy Fazbear being brought to life. But right now, as of recording this, all we can do is reminisce on the only time they officially made FNaF real, at Fright Dome 2016. Hello! If you're watching this, thank you for watching all the way through. I've worked really hard on this video and it's kind of been in production hell for the last 2 months. This was a really interesting topic to me and I'm really hoping that this sparks more interest in the topic because as of right now, a lot of stuff is lost. I'd like to give a huge thank you to Bloopadoop, which is Joel. He made all the Sauce Bear sprites. Huge shout out to him. Also, Adrian the Puppeteer and TheFinestCake for helping me find a lot of info on this attraction. They're just as passionate as I am about this subject, and without them, this project wouldn't be possible. Like I said in the video, I'm hopefully gonna have an interview with Jason Egan soon. If so, that'll be linked right here. We've been in talks for a couple of months, and he's been really busy, so, you know, I can't change the man's schedule. If y'all like this video, please make sure to tell me. This is a new form of content for me, and I really enjoyed making this. If you'd like to see more, please tell me. I've got a couple ideas for other things I want to do, like covering the theme park and what my concept for a real-life Freddy Fazbear's could be like. Just please tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this video. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to working on cosplay stuff. Glamrock Freddy is coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell if you haven't. I hate to be that guy, but please. This funds my cosplay things, so if you support me here, you're directly supporting my cosplays. Go follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Those are all linked in the description. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the flip side. That's a FNaF World reference if you know what FNaF is. I'm sorry, I forgot to put a jump scare in this video.